to another episode. In today's episode, we're talking about mounting 2 fish finders to your fishing kayak or any kayak in general. So originally, I was looking for videos myself. I'm a tournament angler. You know, it's crazy as it is how in-depth and rigged out these kayaks are getting for tournaments. And you know what? I decided I want 2 graphs. It's not a necessity, guys. It's more or less just makes life easier. Before we get into it, pretty much I just want one screen for Livescope, one screen for mapping, waypoint, side scan, and don't have to want to keep going in between the modes each time. More or less you can get away with one. I did it last season, but I decided to go with 2. But when I was looking for how to rig it, everyone is rigging them across the kayaks. The Hobies, the Old Town autopilots. I have an Old Town pedal drive, so the way the pedal drive goes up and locks in, you're not able to do a crossbar mount to put them left and right of each other right in the front here, which was, I was hoping to, but the way it stores, it wasn't gonna work. So you know what? I decided to do 2 off one side. That way it leaves one side open for netting fish during a tournament and just getting in and out of the kayak easier, because as you see, they come way up. So to try to get in over them, you don't wanna, you know, fall on top of these or something, try to get in the kayak. So I was looking for a video and couldn't find any. So I said, you know what? Once I'm done, I'm going to make a video for everyone else out there. As you see here, I have 2 Garmin 93 SV units, the older UHD 1 units. I had this one up top last season. I've had this for 5-6 seasons. Awesome graph. And I got Livescope last winter, ice fished with it, tournament fished with it last year. And then I decided I wanted to upgrade and get another fish finder. So this is another 93 SV UHD from Garmin. And I got them kind of stacked right here. As you see, I just put fingerprints all over my freshly clean screen. And then I have, of course, the Sniper Marine arm, which has the 32 transducer. I have the older transducer. It was $500 cheaper at Cabela's Bass Pro, still is. I just went with that one because financially, I said, you know what? Let's get the older one first to try before we go spending way more money. But I've had no issues with it. The 32, I've caught a ton of fish on it. I don't know if the 34 would have made any difference. Here in PA, you don't really scope a lot of fish by themselves like you see people doing. I use it more for finding cover, rock piles, kind of what you would do a side scan, but it's a lot easier because you can just spin it 360 while you're on the move and find stuff. But I have, you know, singled out fish sometimes in PA. If you're in PA, you know the fisheries are pretty tough. The best fishery we have is the river, the Susquehanna, where we don't even need this. So, but when I go to New York, last year I went to Lake George. I scoped every single fish for 3 days straight, like 50 bass a day, all with it. So it's super, super helpful. And at the end of the day, 32 transducer, it's an older one, but hey, it's better than no Livescope at all. I'm pretty sure you can see my breath in here, guys. It is winter. We're rigging up. It's actually, we're getting a warm front here in PA, and I'm hitting the lake tomorrow. So I want to do a video here before I get on the water and test everything out. But yeah, this is my 2, and I'm going to walk you through how everything is rigged. Like I said, this one I already had. This is on a YakAttack fish finder mount. I added the double header. I'll overlay some footage here. I have the double header with 2 T-bolts to make it more sturdy, which it's pretty sturdy, but I keep it on when traveling. I don't like to pull the graph off. I've seen guys break pins, just whatever by accident, but I don't want to break a pin because then you're out of a graph. So I keep these attached at all times. If, you know, overnight, I'll take them off. I'll disconnect the actual plugs and take them off. But during travel, I keep them. But there's a little bit of movement. I mean, I've hit big bumps, but it's never broken. I actually forgot to mention as you see here, the track system itself. Last year, I ran the stock plastic tracking system that comes with Old Town. And this year, since I knew I wanted 2 graphs, I wanted to make sure it was sturdy, it would hold. So I picked up the Catch Products replacement metal tracks, aluminum tracks here for the Old Town 120 PDL. So that's definitely helped a ton. Like I said, this is the YakAttack mount, which again, it does the job, but it is a little loose, even with the double T-bolts. It's definitely not going anywhere, and the play is mainly down here where it connects, but it still works great, and it's actually super tall. This is angled a little bit, so I can get a little more, probably another inch out of it if I'm straight vertical with it. And then the second graph here is another, like I said, 93, and I actually have a ram mount style ball mount. It's actually some aftermarket brand on Amazon. It was cheaper. You know, I was gonna get a ram mounts, but then they wanted another $30-$40 for shipping, and you know what? This thing was like $50, 52 bucks, and it's good. I think it's an 1.5 inch ball. I'll leave everything linked below. Everything that I've added to the kayak is below in the description in my Amazon link. So you guys can find everything there, including this. But this ram ball mount is an 1.5 inch ball, and I just put 2 T-bolts up through, and then a washer and a locking nut. So this thing is literally, you can see this plays, this is not going anywhere at all. So this thing, I'm really happy. I'm honestly, after you guys see this video, you might end up seeing another one on the back here. I might replace this one just because, like I said, I keep on during travel. I don't want them, you know, moving too much. So I think in the end, I might end up transferring this YakAttack to another one of these ball mounts. Super happy with that. Excuse me. And then right below here you see is a quad lock mount. If you guys haven't heard of quad lock, they make awesome phone mounts. This is actually a waterproof charging mount. So you can't see it connected because I'm filming with my phone here, but the phone case locks into it. I have it in my car so I can lock it in for directions and charging. And then Quad Lock, shout out to you guys, sent me this waterproof charging housing, and I actually mounted it to the bottom of the plastic Garmin that holds the fish finder. I actually mounted up through here. Used one of the existing holes that the graph goes, the actual plastic graph mount goes to, and then I added another hole into it. And this way I can lock my phone in here. I can have it charging during the tournaments, have no issues. And then if I want to pull up maps, Navionics, Google Earth, whatever like that, we can do that as well. So that's how I have it mounted here. As you can see, the graphs are kind of inside of the kayak a little bit. They're kind of taking up a little bit of the leg room, but I'm actually getting a new mount. Sniper Marine came out with a new mount, and it's going to come farther off the kayak. So that way I can actually get these graphs off the kayak a little bit. During travel, guys, I do what I mentioned, I bring them in. I loosen this YakAttack, fold it in, put the ball mount inside the kayak so the graphs are not on the outside of the kayak in case something kicks up off the road. I put them on the inside of the kayak during travel. Then I get to the lake and I pull them out off the side. Sniper Marine pole, as you saw, 32 transducer on the bottom of it. Super easy, guys. I love the Sniper Marine pole because literally that's all it takes. You're not actually spinning a whole pole. You got the arrow. You can perfectly match it up, and then I can turn this any way I like. And then all I do is turn this. I have it pretty close to the graph, but like I said, I'm gonna kick this out off the kayak a little more. It's pretty much just missing the kayak down off the side, but that way I can then pull the graphs off more. Now I wanted the graphs closer. I had this graph last year, probably right around here. I know some guys mount them down far off the kayak enough, but I want them within hand's reach. The new graph here is gonna be running my Livescope, and then this older graph has all my waypoints and stuff from over the years. So this is going to be my mapping. I haven't been on the water with both of them, so I don't know if I'm going to just run mapping on this or mapping and side scan or what I'm going to run this on. And then I have the GT54 transducer hooked up to this graph with the power cable, and then this one has the power cable and the Livescope hooked up to it. My black box, my cable here runs up underneath the seat, and then my black box is inside of my kayak below my seat. So the only thing with the 93, the 9-inch graphs, you cannot link them. Well, you technically can, but it's a hassle to go through, where the 10-inch graphs can actually link better with wiring, Garmin wires that you can get, so that way they link together. So they're not synced together, which again is no big deal. This is for Livescope, and then if I need to make mark waypoints or anything like that, I just use this graph here. Another note to think of if you're going to do 10-inch Garmins, if you don't have a 10-inch Garmin, my buddy Tom got a 10-inch Garmin. These plastic housings are actually metal on the 10-inch Garmin, and actually, honestly, the holes, even though it's a 1-inch difference, they are a lot heavier. So if you're putting 2 graphs on it, you definitely could be putting a lot of weight to one side of your kayak. And you might think, hey, isn't that a lot of weight for one side? If you guys didn't already know, I have a DIY motor that I put on. It's mounted to the Newport Vessels NK180 motor mount. So that's actually on my opposite side on the back of the kayak. So it kind of levels everything out. So I haven't been on it, like I said, with 2 graphs yet, but last year with the 1 graph and the motor, it didn't really, it didn't lean one way or the other. So I'm curious to see. I don't think it'll lean much, but love my old town. This is season 3 or 4 on it. So absolutely excited for this. I got my paddle holder over there, a cup holder, and then a rod holder. Then I got my YakAttack black pack with 10 rod holders back there. So plenty of room, and yeah. So I'll overlay some footage throughout the video so you guys can see in depth. Oh, before I forget, how I'm running my wires. This metal one you can see here is just a safety mechanism for the Sniper Marine mount here. So if you hit a rock, these magnets come undone and it kicks off, and then this just keeps it from sinking. But the wires for the graphs, I had them coming out the side of the pocket here. I don't want them coming out here when you're measuring fish and got them in the bump board, stuff like that. It's kind of in the way, but I lay my bump board head down here, and then it angles up, and then my fish lays right there. So these won't affect it. But I have the wires coming out of here for the newer graph with Livescope, and then the wire for the quad lock charger. And then I added another YakAttack wire, and I ended up coming out of the top here. I like the sides coming out of there, but it is super tight when you're drilling a hole, and if you mess up, you won't get a really perfect waterproof seal. I might have a little opening on this one, but nothing major. And so I decided to come out at the top, higher up here. So that comes out to, like I said, the power and the GT54 transducer wire for the older Garmin that I have. And yeah, all the wires go up through, and then I have the power system, which I don't think I made a video on, but I will make a video on. Last year I ran a 30 amp hour Z Pro to power the 1 graph, my running lights, and I believe that's pretty much it. And then this year I decided I need more power to run, in the black box, sorry. And then this year I decided, you know what, I need more power to run 2 graphs, the black box, the lights, navigation lights if I need them. So I decided to run a smaller 10 amp hour 12 volt battery, which I have in this Harbor Freight box that they use. So I wired up that. Actually, they say, I don't know if it really matters or not, if the black box for your Livescope should be on a separate battery than your graph battery, or whatever's powering your battery, or your graph, I'm sorry. So what I did was I wired in that the black box is going just to the small 10 amp hour battery. That's it. That's running the black box. The black box pulls 3/4 of an amp an hour. So that's like 13, 14 hours of runtime, which is plenty for one day. And then the rest of it, both graphs, the running lights, the quad lock charging, that all runs to the 30 amp hour. And that's how I wired it in, which I'll overlay footage here of the box itself, how I have it set up, how I have the plugs running, and then I will make a video on how I made that. It was super easy. It's waterproof, keeps your batteries nice and dry, and then my motor battery sits behind my seat. So, alrighty guys, so there it is. That's the setup on having 2 fish finders on a kayak, not on a bar system, off one side. I did think about doing one on each side, but like I said, getting in and out, I just didn't like it. I'm more comfortable with the transducer for Livescope on the left side. I do net off my left side, guys, so that is something that's going to be probably difficult. I might have to stand the net. I might have to learn to net off the right side, but I am comfortable with the net in my left hand, and then I'm a right-handed, so that's what one of the rod's in. So I will have to experiment with that. Hopefully we catch some fish tomorrow, which I'm going to shoot a video for you guys out there. Hopefully we can catch some fish and make a video for you guys out on the lake tomorrow. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. Like I said, everything that I bought for this kayak should be on my Amazon link, especially this newer stuff. I know the ball mounts on here, the YakAttack through-hole cables, everything should be on here. And Sniper Marine, I'll have their website down below if you guys want to check them out. Awesome Livescope pole. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. Peace.